What up, metalheads? Today I'm going to tell you about some albums I've been listening to a lot lately. Let's get right into it. First, who is that? Mannequin? Wrong. Brodequin with Instruments of Torture. This album comes off like a medieval dungeon session, loaded with blood-curdling riffs, drums that sound like they're chinking away at bones, and the squelchiest, screechiest vocals I've ever heard. Just like that. The production is uniquely understated, letting all the instruments of torture shine through, especially the drums. As a guitar boy, I generally don't give a shit about the drums, but the unique sound of the cymbals and hi-hats just cutting through so clean on some of these tracks really made me pay attention. Favorite tracks on this thing are as follows: Spinning in Agony, Soothsayer, The Virgin of Nuremberg, Strappado, and Hollow. If you choose to check out a song from this album, try these. Or be a man and spin the whole goddamn album. This is as OG as it gets for brutal death metal. Disagree, and you'll be riding my Strappado in minutes. Mortician with Darkest Day of Horror. To all those who naysay the mighty Mortician, listen to this shit. In my opinion, this is the grooviest goddamn Tish album of all time. Not saying it's my favorite, but it certainly is the easiest one to get down with. The opening track, Audra, is not just one of the best on the album, but one of the best songs in the Mortician discography. By the time you get to Bloodseekers, you're as brain dead as the guy on the cover if you ain't slamming your head. Speaking of the cover, I must say I love this style of artwork. Looks like some kind of 2000s horror PS2 game, and for some reason, that really hits me where I live. More notable tracks include Revenge, Mangled, and Darkest Day of Horror, the title track. The machine drums are locked in on this album, as well as the guitar and bass too. Sometimes I feel like riffs can get lost in the blasts that are the pure might of Mortician, but not on this album. Even the vocals of Big Willie Will Romer come through nice and clean. All in all, I believe this to be an underrated Mortician album that could use a little more love. Buy it and become the underground prophet that you were meant to be. Next, Repulsion, Horrified, the grindcore classic. From the warm tape-like sound of the production, to the blasting drums and guitar riffs that if you blink you'll miss them, Horrified is an album that cannot be replaced. The track list reads like an apocalyptic nuclear meltdown, with bangers such as The Stench of Burning Death, Acid Bath, Radiation Sickness, and Festering Boils. Mentally, when I'm listening to this album, I'm walking through the ruins of an old city, watching cannibals suck the rotted meat from a carcass that's glowing radioactive green as hazmat suit soldiers with flamethrowers creep up and blow everything away. But getting back to the album, it's hard as shit to tell you specifics because every time I listen to Horrified, I come away with something new. Don't be dissuaded by the constant blasting. Sit with it. Lift to it. Drive to it. The best extreme metal albums don't just hand you their dopeness in one or two listens. You gotta sit with that shit. And that's what I love about this music. Buy it or get dunked in my acid bath. Next up, Mental Funeral, the self-titled EP. In need of some early Autopsy worship, Mental Funeral has got you covered. This is a grimy, low-down, and dirty little piece of filth that I honestly love listening to, especially when stoned. It's a bit more unorthodox and unhinged than Autopsy. Dare I call it slightly psychedelic? Which makes it not just a cool worship album, but a cool and original project on its own. Want more Autopsy? Check it out. Want something kinda like Autopsy but different? Still check it out. Of the 5 songs on the track list, my favorite are The Sorrow of Winter and Refried Virgins. There's also a cover of Twisted Mass of Decay in case you weren't totally convinced by the name of the project and the look of the album cover that this is, in fact, made by someone who is a big fan of Autopsy. There's not much else to say about this little grindfucker of an album. Put it on, bust out a few brewskis, and smoke something, and I promise you'll have a good time with this one. And lastly, Possessed, 7 Churches, the album that started it all. What do you want me to say about this thing that hasn't already been said? This is the prototype of all death metal, and it sounds like it too. For all the praise we give it, ask yourself, when was the last time I spun this masterpiece? Every time I revisit this little slice of Satan, a most unholy smile passes my face. And I have the thought, yup, still holds up. The intro part of The Exorcist, taken from Tubular Bells, sets the tone perfectly. The drum rolls, the guitar hooks, and the tortured vocals make you feel like you're listening to someone literally burning in hell. The album cover is so clean and so simple, yet it punches you right in your Christian gut. If there's any Eucharistic residue hanging around within you, be prepared to vomit it out as your head spins and spews goo. 7 Churches is as pure as a metal album can get. Fast, aggressive, and even a little downright freaky. There's a reason it's on everyone's death metal starter pack, so check it out, Possessed, 7 Churches. And as Forrest Gump says, that's all I have to say about that. Keep on rotting in the free world, metalheads.